Hey, good day everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. I'm having a great one here at the California Realty Training Headquarters. Listen, today I want to share with you three major reasons why an escrow would go haywire and how the hell you're going to fix them. Sometimes every now and then you got an escrow and it's a great day. You open escrow and you're already counting the days. You're looking forward to that closing because at that closing, boom, at that end of the rainbow, you know there's a pot of gold waiting for you. And your buyer gets their house and the seller gets to move on. But every now and then, listen to me carefully, every now and then there's some challenges. And when it comes to challenges during an escrow, you have to be a big boy and girl, you have a real estate license, you are a professional, you have to fix these challenges. Now let's discuss three major challenges you're probably gonna see in an escrow every now and then. Sometimes things don't go honky-dory, sometimes there's a punch that we least expect, and I want you to dodge the punch. You got it? Nice and simple. So, first typical challenge usually comes during the inspection period. The buyer has the right to inspect the property. Sure, they made an offer. Sure, the offer was accepted, and it's a great day for everybody. We're all happy. It's a positive vibe, man. The sun is shining. The rainbow's out. The squirrels are out there playing, huh? But then every now and then, when it comes to that home inspection, by the buyer finds something that they don't particularly care for. They find some kind of damage in the property that they weren't aware of. Their inspector goes in there and starts knocking on the walls and checking out the plumbing and checking out the electricity. And they start moving things around in that house. And the inspector writes a report on that inspection report, hands it over to the buyer, and the buyer says, whoa, let's pump the brakes here. Let's pump the goddamn brakes. I didn't know the house had this. I didn't know the foundation was cracked. I didn't know the roof was leaking. So many a times, based on that information, on that inspection report, the buyer has the right to say, you know what, Mr. Agent, Mrs. Agent, we appreciate you representing us on this house, but we think we want to bail. We think we want to cancel because we don't like the condition of this property. You as an agent have to take care of this. Keep it alive. Long as this escrow has a heartbeat, ba-boom, ba-boom. I don't care if it's a soft heartbeat. You got to resuscitate it, man. Keep it alive. You with me? What do you have to do? You got to use your negotiation skills. If you represent the buyer, I want you to go to the seller's agent. Say, hey, there's some issues here. Now, my buyer's willing to hang tight and they're willing to stick with this escrow for the benefit of my buyer and for the benefit of your seller, if your seller is willing to consider repairing these items. Whoa, hence we have what's called the form requests for repairs. Utilize it. Just because your buyer is not satisfied with the condition of the property, you don't have to cancel. You can get it fixed. Another challenge you may encounter will be appraisal issues. Whoa, let's keep it simple though. I'm talking the value in the property. So the appraised value isn't quite there. Let me give you an example. You got a buyer. Buyer makes an offer to property, $1 million. Nice solid offer, it's clean as a whistle. Clean as a whistle, gets accepted. We open escrow and the horses are on the track. Now the next step is the lender for the buyer is gonna send an appraiser out there, make sure the house is valued at $1 million. Appraiser goes out there and says, you know what, we have a small issue here. The issue is that the house does not appraise at $1 million. It only appraises at $900,000. Whoa. So now what do we do? Well, based on the contract, if the appraisal contingency was to remain intact, and it typically is, the buyer has the right to say, I don't want to buy this house. I don't want this house after all. It's not worth the $1 million I offered you. It's only worth $900,000, but I'm willing to take it for $900,000. Now you got a seller who's saying, you're out of your mind. Your appraiser smoking something. Now, it's legal here in LA, in California. Seller says, my house is worth $1 million. I don't care what the appraiser says. Buyer says, well, my lender's not willing to give me the $1 million to purchase your property. We have a problem here. So there's a $100,000 discrepancy. Now, whether it's $100,000 or $50,000 or $10,000, doesn't really matter. The fact is, the appraised value is low. Now, you as a realtor can very easily say, well, buyer, yeah, you're right. You have the right to do that. Let's get out of here. Let's go have a cup of coffee somewhere. Let's call it a day. Are you kidding me? Look at me carefully. Are you kidding me? Again, you have a real estate license. You're a professional. Your job is to keep it alive. Negotiate again. This is where your negotiating tactics come in. You go back to the seller's agent and say, hey, it came in short. The appraised value came in a little short. It may have come in a lot short. Bottom line is it didn't meet our requirements as a buyer. How about asking your seller if he's willing to drop the price to the appraised value? How about if we meet him halfway and my buyer will come in with the difference, half of it in cash? You drop that price, there's ways to negotiate it. You don't just take the buyer's instructions and says, yeah, you want to quit? I guess we're quitters. Let's get out of here and find something else. How about working it? You're already there. Make it happen. The third one is your buyer. Your buyer. Your buyer who was once pre-approved for the loan of $1 million is no longer able to purchase a property because financially one of several things could happen. One, he loses his job. Lender finds out, lender says, we can't give you a damn loan without a job. So, ain't gonna happen. Bye-bye. That one you can't do anything about. No negotiating, no nothing yet. Or your buyer, I don't know, spends his down payment money. He no longer has liquid funds to close the deal for his closing costs. Another thing that could happen is your buyer's credit score drops out of nowhere. His credit score drops. Your buyer's lender was depending on that 700 FICO score, that credit score that was beautiful. Well, during the escrow, your buyer went out and bought a car. Something happened that affected his FICO score. So the lender gives you a phone call and says, hate to tell you this, guys, I'm afraid we can't give the loan after all. The entire status of the buyer has changed. So that in itself says, ain't gonna happen. Now those are the three major challenges. Be prepared. It happens. Many a times with your effort, with your negotiating skills, with your creativity, you can cross that finish line. Hey, get to that finish line. Hope this helps you out, huh? Be proactive. Hey, listen, in fact, do yourself a favor. We have a great video up here on how to represent your buyer during an escrow. And guess what? We'll see you when? Yeah, next week.